Hello everybody, it's MJ Living Faye here. I have a couple of announcements I would like to do for this live. My last event is for the whole year. It's going to be November 29th, and it's going to be the ICT Artist Expo in Wichita, Kansas. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see what other artists show up, considering that's where Porcini is originally from. We are probably going to see a lot of lovely individuals there that have kind of missed her since she hasn't been around this year. I have found that running my own business takes a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of energy, but it's going to be so worth it. And at least I'm getting a lot of the heavy things, educational experiences through this year. So next year, it's going to be amazing. This winter is going to be kind of a dead zone because there's not a whole lot of events going on. So I'm going to be primarily doing lives, videos, interactions, and trying to build a little bit more of my social media while also replenishing a lot of my stock and wares for my booth. So this winter is going to be maybe a little bit hectic. It's still definitely going to be very busy, though. I'm really excited. And this is my first live on TikTok, so I'm not entirely sure about any of this. If you feel the need, I would love to see your comments. If not, it's not a big deal. I'm just trying to learn. And because I'm not going to be nearly as active during this next season, I have a little idea on what I would like to try to do with some of my lives. I picked up this super cute thing, wanted to do something for and with everyone. I got this super cute little caboodle. It's Caboodle brand. It says so. I am not sponsored. Please don't be upset because I said the brand. That is not the way. But I am planning on taking this cute little caboodle box, and I'm going to be adding different fairy treasures into it, and I'm going to be adding them here with you today, so you have an idea of what's in there. And I will add more over time. This is just the things that I would like to start with. I would like to do a little fairy trinket scoop. Yes, so people can either pay or donate or whatever. I'm not quite sure on the logistics quite yet. I'm thinking $3 for one scoop, $5 for two scoops, and then beyond that, and I will have to figure something out. I'm not quite sure. Let me tell you what will automatically come with your fairy trinket pouch. Automatically, you will get a cute little mesh bag in a variety of random mixed colors. And automatically, you will get your very own Mushroom Fairy sticker. And it will go in there even before your scoop. Yes, even before your scoop, so you know you're going to get it. Each of the stickers is going to be slightly different. They are not the same. Because what fun would that be? If everyone was doing the same thing, then you would be quite in a boring world, wouldn't you? So I myself am also a metaphysical practitioner. I'm planning on doing this in such a way that I am offering blessings, fairy blessings unto others. So let's add stuff together into our fairy trinket mix. First, we're going to do the blessing of water. And for our blessing of water, we have little seashells, a whole bunch of them. So I'm actually going to add these in as I add more things so we get more evenly mixed. But let's add a handful of these in. Let's listen. Oh, that was nice. I liked that. For fire, we have, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to show these on camera for live, but we have little, I'm going to do it quickly, casings, bullet casings. Yes, these have already been used, and I'm going to put resin in them, so you can't use them again. They are not explosive. They're not dangerous, except for maybe swallow risk, but maybe, like, don't swallow bullet casings. But these would be excellent for fire. When you live with individuals that shoot guns, you learn artistic ways to utilize such things. Otherwise, you end up with brass everywhere, and then it's a mess. But I've been using them in my resin. I've been using them as pendants, as protection charms, as hunting charms. I've been putting little tiny crystal chips inside them with resin, so that they are specific charms for specific purposes. So if you are interested in any of these small casings with any specific crystal chip intention, please let me know. I am open for commission. The same goes for any and all of my figures in front. I am open for commission, so if you have any ideas of what you would like me to make, feel free to ask. I am open for commission and ready to help you out. Here, listen to this. Oh, that just sounds so magical. Sounds like fairy bells. So I'm going to mix these in. So we have water and we have fire. I'm going to add a little bit more water. Yes, I love that sound. I'm going to mix them. Next is going to be the element of air. So this one was kind of hard for me because I didn't want to throw in feathers, and I didn't know what else specifically would be perfect for air. And I thought, what kind of things do we see in the air? What do we see in the sky? And then I was thinking, well, butterflies, they're awesome, they're everywhere. I don't have any butterfly charms at the moment. So that's going to be an aspiration towards the future. But instead, what else do we find in the sky? We can find clouds, we can find birds, we can find rainbows. For the element of air, I have shards of rainbow. What happens when you take a rainbow out of the sky? Well, it just starts to fall apart. There's not enough light. We have shards of rainbow that we are adding. Oh, that's fantastic. I love that sound. You ready? Oh, there's that one TikToker or YouTuber that I really like. I think it's Mama June. Maybe. But she says, mix it up real good. And I love her. I love her so much. She makes me so happy. And I learned so many things and so many recipes from her. I definitely suggest giving her a like, a watch, what have you. Now that we've added shards of rainbow, let's add a little bit more element of water. Now it's time to add the element of earth. The reason I put this off till the end, normally it would not be near the end for me, but I have a lot of semi-precious stones that we are going to be mixing in here. I wanted to kind of run through so you kind of have an idea of what are some of the possibilities. Everything from raw pink tourmaline, have rose quartz in here, rhodonite, excellent for self-love and promoting the self-worth. More rhodonite and rose quartz because self-love is extremely important right now. The world's kind of a scary place and I'm not going to get into it, but also this will help you with your self-worth and to love yourself in these dark times. Pyrite and peacock ore. We have a couple things of urbanite. That's a fancy way of saying it's a pretty rock I found out in the world. Some granite. Some flint. This is tiger's eye. Quartz. More quartz. Yellow quartz. Lots of quartz. Of quartz. Sorry, bad pun. I'm not actually sorry. Some red jasper for justice. Dalmatian jasper. Mookite jasper. Ooh, there's a really nice chunk of selenite. Just like my selenite wand here, except pocket-worthy. Black onyx. We have a dyed agate. This is calcite. Here's a nice carnelian. Someone's really going to enjoy that when they get a hold of it. I also have some Kansas brown agate in here. And Kansas brown agate reminds us that there is beauty all around us, even just beneath our feet. It also helps to remind us to stay connected to nature. Even if you're in the middle of town, find a tree, sit under it, feel the breeze, smell the air. You are connected to nature, even in some of the most obscure places. Here's one of those Kansas agates I was talking about. I get a hold of these all the time because my significant other brings them to me from different workspaces. And they turn out really cool and peachy and all sorts of colors. It just depends on where they were found. Ooh, aventurine, raw aventurine. For luck and prosperity, raw ammonite. Ammonite is a stone that is used to promote hope towards the future. Lava stone, also excellent for the element of fire. This one is actually a chunk of, not charcoal from like a fire, but coal from like a coal mine. Also excellent for the element of fire. We'll add a little bit more of these. And as I tumble stones, I'm actually going to be adding more into these. Something else I am planning on doing into the future with this is I'm planning on getting those little capsules that you can put little pieces of paper inside, and then you can win bigger prizes. I have a few different things that I am planning on putting in here as bigger prizes, whether it's one of my different products that I make personally. I have agate slices. We have some other slabs. This one actually is also petrified wood. This one is jasper. My original plan with those was to turn them into pendants, but they're just so darn big. This is a dish I ended up receiving and I've never used. I just haven't found a use for it, so it's going to go to someone who loves it. We put some bracelets in, crystals. I can even put a piece of paper in that says you get a free scoop. Some of the bigger pieces that you can acquire, some petrified wood. You can even see the wood grain in it still. Are some geode chunks. Quartz is excellent for amplification. And along that same vein, I'm going to be adding quartz points into our mix here. So we're listening. I just love the sound. Ooh, where's that one? I love that sound. Ready? I love the sound of that. Gorgeous. Into the pot. I am going to close this for a moment for this next mix because there's quite a bit of stuff in here. And then there's only 3 things left that we are going to be adding into our pot today. We are going to be adding the last of our water blessing. And in addition to that water blessing, we will be adding some bits of coral, some barnacles, and some fossils into our mix today. Some more shells, yeah. Now that that's empty, we have one more. We have some trinkets. We're going to be adding some trinkets in here. And these are just things that I've accumulated over time that I ended up not using or having too many of. I admittedly could have used some of these for the element of air. Here is a duck. Here is a duck. There's only like 5 or 6 ducks in here. Little duckies. Rubber ducky. Rubber ducky. There we go. See my little flock of ducks? They're going to be going straight in here. Bump it up, up. We have some shiny baubles and bits. This is a totally real diamond. I'd have to charge a whole lot more if I was putting real diamonds in. And then I have some flowers and small trinkets. That is everything I am planning on putting into our mix. Okay, now that we got a really good mix going, I want to kind of show you what this is going to look like. We have our nice caboodle here. It has several little objects and things and trinkets. And one scoop is going to look like this. This is a scoop. I will be using my thumb to assist it because there's a lot of cool things and I want to give you the opportunity to get as many cool things as possible. If you have any advice on what you think I should do for this, I would love to hear it. Now that I put together our fairy caboodle, blessed by the elements in the universe themselves and your very own mushroom fairy. If you are interested, I will be selling scoops of my blessed fairy treasures. 1 scoop for $3, 2 scoops for $5, and then it will come in its very own fairy trinket pouch with your very own fairy sticker. And there's so many wonderful things in here. There's crystals, there's stones, there's quartz points, there's shells, there's little baubles and bits. There's bits of rainbow in here. Over time, I am going to be adding more. So I'm going to add little baubles with papers in them so that you can win yourself bigger prizes like these fantastic quartz pieces or agate slices. So just keep that in mind. There is plenty to win. It's just a matter of tuning in. I almost forgot. I am going to be issuing a challenge. A challenge to all of my followers and then some. I would like to hear your very best witch cackle. Since I am going to the Oztoberfest, I figured this would be an excellent challenge to kick off the event, and I would love to see just how far this challenge can go. I would like everyone who has their very own witch cackle to don their very witchiest or most magical outfit and cackle your heart out, dear. Yes, let it free, your biggest, loudest, most rambunctious cackle. I challenge you this. Please, witch cackle challenge with me. I will be posting the official challenge video after my live. I want you to don your most magical garb. I want you to feel it in your gut and cackle your brain out. I would absolutely love to see how far this challenge can go and just see how many wonderful witchy cackles there are. And if you haven't tried and you feel like you're going to embarrass yourself, that's all the more reason to do it. Because why not? The world needs more laughter and they should be able to hear it from across the world. So please, keep an eye out for my next video because I will be issuing a challenge to each and every one of you in honor of the Oztoberfest event that I'm going to be going to this weekend. Whether you're wicked or a good witch, everyone has a cackle. You just gotta find it. Thank you very much for joining me, every single one of you that did. I hope everyone has a very blessed day. Be safe, be mindful, stay blessed. I love every one of you, my fairy friends. Have a magical day.